Imagine stepping into the glittering East Room of the White House, where crystal chandeliers cast a golden glow over tables laden with fine china, and President Trump himself raises a glass to toast the titans of industry who've just bankrolled his boldest vision yet, a $250 million ballroom that could redefine American grandeur. Good evening, and welcome to this special report on one of the most talked about evenings in Washington this year. President Trump's White House ballroom dinner on October 15, 2025. Tonight, we'll unpack the glamour, the stakes, and the subtle power plays behind this exclusive soiree, drawing from eyewitness accounts, official statements, and real-time reactions. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of how this event isn't just about opulence. It's a window into the administration's priorities, from private funding to potential ethical tightropes, and what it means for the future of the White House as a symbol of power. A roster of power players fueling the vision. The guest list read like a who's who of American business elite. Nearly 130 invitees, including tech moguls from Google, defense contractors from Lockheed Martin, and energy tycoons who'd pledged millions toward the $250 million price tag, now fully financed according to the president. Trump lauded them as legends for stepping up, noting how their contributions have already topped $22 million from a single crypto executive's pledge alone, turning what started as a summer announcement into a groundbreaking reality just last month. This dinner wasn't just thanks, it was a subtle networking hub where deals on everything from tariff policies to regulatory rollbacks could simmer over plates of Wagyu beef and vintage wines. As a practical example, consider Harold Trump's off-the-cuff speech blending boasts and barbs. Standing at a podium flanked by architectural models, President Trump delivered a 20-minute address that meandered from ballroom specs, like its capacity to host tens of thousands over a year, to broader foreign policy wins, claiming he'd settled 8 wars and gotten adversarial nations in love with each other through sheer deal-making prowess. He took a sharp detour to criticize Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, calling him out by name for high interest rates that, in Trump's view, are stifling growth, a jab that drew chuckles from the donor crowd invested in lower borrowing costs for their ventures. And yes, he couldn't resist a rhetorical question that hung in the air. Why has the White House gone 150 years without a proper ballroom? Don't our presidents deserve to showcase America like the great estates of Europe? It was classic Trump, part pitch, part rally, all charisma. To bring it home, think of the quick demo he staged, dramatically unveiling a scale model of the ballroom chandelier, a $5 million crystal masterpiece imported from Italy, and quipping, "This baby's brighter than Biden's entire term," which had the room erupting in applause while aides exchanged knowing glances. As laughter faded, attention turned to the undercurrents bubbling beneath the surface glamour. Whispers of ethics and the pay-to-play critique. Critics from both sides of the aisle quickly lit up social media and op-ed pages, labeling the dinner a textbook case of pay-to-play, where deep-pocketed donors buy not just bricks and mortar, but unprecedented access to the Oval Office. After all, invitations went to executives whose companies are neck-deep in administration contracts worth billions. Ethics watchdogs like Richard Painter, a former White House counsel under George W. Bush, pointed out the opacity. While Trump insists no public funds touch the project, details on donor anonymity and potential quid pro quos remain scarce, especially with approvals pending from bodies like the Commission of Fine Arts, which the White House claims aren't even needed. Here's a simple fact to ground this. Over 80% of the top 100 U.S. corporate PACs have ties to attendees, per Federal Election Commission data, raising eyebrows about whether this ballroom is a neutral venue or a VIP lounge for influence peddling. For a relatable example, envision a quick role play. A mid-level Google lobbyist at the table, fresh off a $10 million donation, pitches an antitrust carve-out to an administration official over dessert. Nothing overt, just a friendly chat that could save their parent company billions in fines. Yet for all the scrutiny, the night's energy suggested these conversations are just warming up the engines for bigger policy dances ahead. Echoes across the nation and what it signals for tomorrow. By midnight, clips of the curtain pull and Trump's Powell pot shots had racked up over 5 million views on X, with supporters hailing it as a triumph of private initiative. Finally, a White House that thinks big. While detractors decried it as tone-deaf amid a government shutdown furloughing thousands of federal workers, the event underscored Trump's real estate roots reshaping federal spaces. He's already paved the Rose Garden into a Mar-a-Lago-esque patio and gilded the Oval Office trim, but this ballroom elevates it to a new level, potentially hosting galas that blend diplomacy with deal-making on a scale unseen since Reagan's era. Broader ripples, it spotlights a GOP push for privatized public assets, with leftover funds eyed for that 250th anniversary arch, signaling a White House less about restraint and more about spectacle. As a demo of public pulse, check real-time X threads. One viral post showed a split screen of the opulent tables versus shuttered federal offices, captioning it, "While they dine, we decline." A stark visual that captured the divide in under 10 seconds. Reflecting on it all, this dinner wasn't merely a celebration, it was a statement. In wrapping up, President Trump's October 15th White House ballroom dinner blended high-stakes fundraising with historic flair, unveiling a $250 million private-funded marvel amid cheers from business elites and jabs at economic foes. It highlighted his vision for a grander America, but ignited debates on access and accountability, or that will echo through policy halls for months. Ultimately, this event reminds us, in Washington, even the walls have stories, and they're being written by those who can afford the ink. If tonight's glimpse into power's inner circle left you fired up or full of questions, hit that subscribe button for more unfiltered breakdowns of the stories shaping our nation. Drop a comment below on whether you see this ballroom as bold innovation or billionaire backroom, and share this video to spark the conversation. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay engaged. Good night.